with your pals and somebody's going to say something to you and you're going to love the way that it rolls off their tongue and you're going to find yourself saying it in the sky. I'm telling you today, this is how it works.
Well, but I've been to Scotland before. I have been there and I have not done it. I was with the people. You hear the caddies. You're talking with every people. I'm not going to try the Scottish accent.
What? Why?
Yeah.
It's so fun.
Because again, I don't want to start doing the Scottish accent and then have the waiter come up at the table we're sitting at. And next thing you know, he's right behind me. And just like Josh said, oh, now I'm making fun of these people.
But if you're not making fun of them, if it's all just lighthearted and in an admiration capacity, which is what it was.
So how do you specifically get the accent right to show the admiration versus doing the accent that can be interpreted?
You have to practice. This is what I'm saying. You can't just go out there willy-nilly and try to do an accent and get it right. You have to practice it. And that's what I was doing to my lovely husband the entire time.
In your estimation, the more accurate the accent, the more likely the people are to not be offended?
Yeah, I think the better you nail it, the less likely they're like, oh, what a good representation of our accent. That's what I think. Now, again, at the beginning when you're practicing,
have you ever once heard anyone do any accent, whether it's the Midwest accent, whether it's the Southern accent, the New York accent, where someone went, oh, what a great representation of how we speak up here. Oh, that's a jolly... No, nobody says that.
True, but couldn't they be laughing? Couldn't they be like, ha, 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 good attempt, or ha, 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 good try? I don't think it has to automatically be considered a negative. That's my point. I don't think... one of the things we heard a lot in Ireland, and I was not ready for this, but this is a customary comment by people in Ireland, is, no worries. No worries. That's, when they say no problem. You say no problem. No worries. So by the end, we were all on the game day crew saying to each other, no worries.
You wouldn't say that to...
No, I don't think you say it to an Irish person.
So what you're saying is you're understanding what we're saying. You're just purposefully...
So the nuance is that as I'm practicing the Irish accent, I can do it to my peers and my friends and my colleagues, but I should not try to order my dinner in an Irish accent, right?
That's correct.
Okay. So I didn't do any of that. I wasn't conversing with local Irish people with my attempts to, do the Irish accent. It was more of intimate.
And you understand why?
Well, because I didn't want them to think I was making fun of them.
We go.
That's right. Yes. But again, I want to make sure that the intent is out there. I was not making fun of anybody. It was just fun to practice an Irish accent when we were in Ireland. Did anybody watch the game by chance? Did you guys see Florida State lose to Georgia Tech in the opening game of the season?
Most certainly did.
And how did you feel about that? Couldn't happen to a better bunch of folks?
Well, it turns out your boy, DJ Ukulele, just not very good at playing quarterback.
Wait, do we have that drop still? Can you find the DJ Ukulele drop?
It is in here. I'll need a minute. We haven't played it in a while.
The last time I think we played it, he was still at Clemson.
Yeah, and then he went out to Oregon State, and now he's at Florida State. And Dario and I were watching the game together. First of all, beautiful stadium. You probably saw it on television. Aviva was fantastic. But it was very clear he did not want to throw the ball downfield.
Correct.
And it would appear, or, I'm...
Found it.
There it is. That is such an old reference. Only the OGs of Jen, Gabe, and Chewy remember the DJ Ukulele drop. So it's nice that we could bring that back in as he and Florida State lost to Georgia Tech.
Unfortunately, because they lost, I think our dream is officially dead of Jen somehow having to talk about DJ Uyunglele and calling him accidentally ukulele.
Yeah, but by this time he's been around so long, Gabe, that nobody were... although some of the Irish broadcasters were struggling with his name, which is understandable.
Again, Jen, the dream is very much alive. How long have you been broadcasting?
At ESPN?
No, just in general.
20 plus years.
And you dropped an F-bomb just 2 weeks ago.
On the radio.
The dream is alive.
Anything is possible, really, is I think what we're getting at here, folks. And I think one of the things that we were talking about on game day, and we were going to continue talking about this week, is that just because Florida State lost, you got to rewire your thinking, college football fans. You got to rewire your thinking that losing a game like that, first week of the season, somehow kicks you out of the playoff picture. Because if Florida State goes on to win the ACC, they are not only very much alive, they'll be one of the top-ranked teams, Gabe. It's crazy.
Yeah, but also you probably should be worried if you're losing to Georgia Tech. It's not like it's a football powerhouse. The problem with that is they're starting the season off with a conference loss.
Hold on.
Yes, hold on. Good morning, Chewy. Welcome to the program.
Hello. Georgia Tech won the national championship when I was in college. So it's not a horrible program.
I don't think anyone is saying it is a horrible program.
It's not an elite program.
Yes.
It's not elite, but I tell you what, Ungalale, where's he going next?
Well, I think he's out.
Done.
The UFL.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because Jen, you asked why didn't he throw it downfield? He can't.
Yeah.
It's very simple.
Fairly obvious.
Yeah.
Chewy was right. Holy, Chewy was right.
Are they out? I don't think they are. They could run the table and still get in.
Yeah, but I don't think they're running the table is the problem.
Well, I was blown away by the defense. Their defense is terrible.
Well, and all of that hype, even Pete Thamel was on game day Saturday morning saying that a bunch of NFL scouts had said this could be the best defensive line, whatever the distinction was. And then, of course, Georgia Tech, which, again, we're not taking anything away from Georgia Tech. They obviously came in very prepared to play at a high level, to give it to Florida State. But Georgia Tech didn't have any trouble against that defensive line.
Jen, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Is it annoying for sideline reporters when they're interviewing a coach and then players who know they're being interviewed on national television come in and interrupt the interview?
No, especially at the end of a game, because you understand that, like, the revelry, the celebration takes precedence. That's the priority.
Yeah.
So if that sort of naturally and organically happens with players and coaches and all that stuff, you just lean into it. You let that happen. In fact, it's great that you got a microphone right there so you can hear the exchange as opposed to wondering what is being said by those guys. Why did it bother you, Chew?
Yeah, it's just us listening. And that guy gives you some of the best coach speak ever. It's like my son Dylan. All he communicates is in his coach speak. Jill, what are we having for dinner? Well, we're going to try and dominate the salad. We're going to get out there, and it's going to be really, really good. We're going to follow that up, with the chicken Alfredo, which is the backbone of our team. Nothing's worked harder this year than chicken Alfredo. And then if we get, to the end of the meal, the dessert's going to be wonderful. We're going to get out of here. We're going to dominate our meal, and we're going to go on to the next day.
That's very good.
Yeah.
That's how they speak. I'm like, Dylan, it's your dad. This isn't NBC Nashville.
Yes, but he's practicing.
I know.
Much like I was practicing my Irish accent.
Okay.
Do you have a good Irish accent by chance?
No.
Interestingly enough here, I've gotten comments on how I've mainly removed swearing from my lexicon because I'm always around microphones. You two don't seem to have that problem, which is interesting. Because I swear way less than I did even 5 years ago, just because I'm afraid of it at all times.
Oh, you're gun shy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I spent every day, I'm 5 hours in a room with microphones everywhere, so it's just like you just don't say it.
Wait, when did this start? This is fascinating to me. When did you start sort of removing the curse words, removing the profanity from your everyday language?
Probably right when I first started producing for Scalzo and Brust, because there were times where the only words coming to mind were swears, so then I'd just go silent. And you're like, you probably need to get away from that.
Gotta contribute, yeah.
Gonna have to figure out how to work around those. Because especially if you're getting worked up, that's when most people probably swear the most frequently. And if I'm in a passionate debate, I can't just be dropping F's and S's and all of them out there.
I will say, if you're hanging out with your pals, it's a pretty quick tell. If somebody is throwing a curse word in every other word, that they've got a flimsy argument, right? Or they haven't fully vetted it out yet, because they're using those as fillers. So I always feel pretty confident when I get into especially a sports debate with somebody, they start, bleepity bleepity blah, 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 and I'm like, okay, your argument is not that strong, is basically what I'm getting to. So Chew, I wanted to ask you this: when we got to Ireland the very first night, we had a very strange experience. So we go out to dinner. It's lovely. There's probably 8 of us, 9 of us. Go out to dinner. We're going to hit the local pub, the one that's right next to our hotel in Ireland, right?
Yep.
We cozy into a corner booth. We're all wrapped around. We're ordering a round of Guinness. Would you believe I had 0 Guinness in Ireland? 0. Not a single Guinness while I was in Ireland.
So the round of Guinness did not include you then?
Correct. I had water.
Why?
Because I'm still trying to get over this nasal thing.
Do they serve water in Ireland?
Begrudgingly, yes. They do. The gentleman looked at me.
Can you trust the water in Ireland?
Not that they didn't spit in it, I'll tell you that, right?
All right?
The guy was hoping for a 9-pack of Guinness, and he got an 8-pack of Guinness. And so what does that do for the sale? So we're sitting in the corner booth, Chew, and we're all catching up. It's my director, it's my producer, it's my big boss, like all that stuff. And
First game of the college football season.
Yes.
You guys haven't seen each other for a while.
Catching up. Jess Sims is there. She's ordering the pudding, the sticky toffee pudding. It was not good. But that's neither here nor there. The table next to us was 4 people. In-depth conversation, deep conversation, serious conversation. And the woman at the table looks over at us, stands up and goes, "Could you keep it down here?"
Was it an Irish lady or was it a...
She was very Irish. We were in an Irish pub in Dublin drinking Guinness, and somebody, a local, told us to keep it down. That basically set the tone for the evening. Stanford Steve was there, got real angry. He was like, "I'll talk as loud as I want to talk in an Irish pub in Dublin on my first night. Thank you very much." Something to that effect. Probably edited out the F-bombs that were included for the radio. Are you surprised by this? We were stunned, Chew.
What time of day was it?
9:30.
At night or in the morning?
PM. Excellent question.
Good clarification.
Yes.
Yeah.
Great clarification.
They do drink at 9 a.m. in Dublin.
Because if it is 9:30 a.m., then maybe keep it down just more than you would at 9:30 p.m.
Well, because you're recovering from the night before,
Correct.
probably, right?
Yes.
And loud noises and whatnot. No, it was 10 p.m.
And she told you to be quiet?
Yes.
Wow,
Can you all keep it down? So then the bartender told us that just like traditionally, standard, Americans are louder than Irish people in the pub. And that threw me for a loop. Because every narrative I have heard of Irish people in this country, Gabe, is what?
Well, they like to get intoxicated, and then they get very loud and rowdy.
And then they like to fight.
Well, she started with the fighting.
Yeah, well, I mean, we got... Check. Mm-hmm. That's checked off.
See how that happens.
Are you guys surprised by this? Are you guys surprised
Yes.
that a table of 4 Irish folks told the table of 9 Americans to keep it down in an Irish pub at 10 p.m.?
Yeah.
Now, France, I would get it. Okay, if this was in France, then sure. England, not so much. Ireland, definitely not.
Well, really anywhere in the UK. You go to a pub.
Yeah.
You're sitting at the bar. You're sitting around the bar. I mean, it's going to be loud at any bar at 10 p.m., right?
I would think.
People are out having a good time, having a couple drinks. Like, you
Irish
can't be
pubs,
asked to keep it down.
Yeah, Irish pubs in Milwaukee are raging at 10 o'clock, right? They're not
without
quiet.
a doubt. Without a doubt, Chew.
What I find fascinating here is there's kind of battling stereotypes. There's you all expect the Irish people to be loud and drunk in their own bars, but then there is, and I've heard it everywhere, Americans are loud and obnoxious. That is like the prevailing American thing about us and our fast food.
By like Europeans
Right.
and
Yeah,
people
but that's
from Ireland and the UK.
That's jealousy, though, because we're better than you, and they don't like it. No, I'm serious.
The thing that
there's some jealousy
makes
in
it
there.
strange, though, is like it's a bar. Like,
Yeah, you weren't at like a nice restaurant.
I don't know if I've ever shushed anyone in a bar.
I don't think you're allowed to.
No.
If you shush someone, just think about Milwaukee. Think about you're out either on Water Street or Brady Street or any of the North Avenue or any of the spots where people get together and celebrate. If you shush someone in a Milwaukee bar, they're kicking you out.
Yeah.
Like, and
Yeah.
it would be
Over the
like
music.
popular vote type of thing. Like everybody would kind of, the record would scratch, people would look at you, and somebody would grab you by the right arm and somebody would grab you by the left arm, and they would politely, potentially, escort you out of that establishment.
Well, why were you fighting? Well, he shushed me. All right, well, we got to go get him now.
Exactly.
And he clearly started it. You're not held liable.
So we got to figure out what the poll is here, Joshy, but it's something along the lines of, have you ever been shushed in a bar? Or is shushing in a bar allowed? Something along those lines. 800-990-3776. I was shocked that the game day crew was shushed in a local bar. Now, if you watch the Pat McAfee show on Friday, you know that there was no shushing happening at that bar.
You should have been.
There was only intoxication.
Is the poll question just general? Is it ever okay to shush someone in a bar?
Yeah, that's fair.
I think that's what
bar,
it is.
pub, like it needs to be.
You know
like,
what? I went over there in college. I was 19 and got proposed to twice.
What?
Over there.
Pardon?
In the pubs. Yes.
Locals proposed to you.
Yes.
Will you marry me? Proposal.
Not a lot of teeth, but yes. No, I'm being dead serious.
About the teeth or the proposals?
Both. Yeah, I was like, I'm good. But I found that kind of, I don't know. That's, Jen, an overall grade of Ireland in Dublin.
How about this? When we come back, we got to take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. I will give you my overall grade of my trip to Ireland. Was there from Tuesday until Sunday. Got back yesterday at 5 p.m. I'll give you the overall grade for Ireland, but we got a lot of stuff to get to. Obviously, the preseason is wrapped. That's a wrap on the preseason for the Green Bay Packers, and there are still some big question marks about this roster. We'll get into that and the overall grade for Ireland right after this on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
You've probably heard about employee stock ownership plans before, but what separates Fifth Third Bank from others when it comes to these plans? A succession plan that benefits business owners and employees. From full and partial sales, second stage transactions, repurchase obligation financing, and seller note refinancing, ESOPs can offer tax advantages, increased liquidity, employee incentives, and overall diversification of net worth to help your company plan for the future. Fifth Third Bank, National Association, custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC.
Never miss out on a second of the show. Find Jen, Gabe, and Chewy on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand. Sponsored by Celsius Essential Energy Drink.
Not too bad out on the roads right now. Just have a little bit of a backup along westbound 894 as you're making your way from Loomis all the way to about Forest Home. Westbound 94 is actually easing up a little bit. Volume is going to be fluctuating just a little bit, but overall looking pretty good around the area. Traffic is brought to you by Dave & Buster's. Book your fantasy football draft party for a free draft kit, free room rental, free appetizers, and more. Dave & Buster's, your ultimate fantasy football draft experience. Visit dnbparty.com to get started. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Today, there's an excessive heat warning from 1 until 8 for Dodge, Jefferson, and Walworth counties. The rest of the area has a heat advisory until 8 p.m. Mostly sunny skies, hot and humid, slight chance for a storm. A high of 90 at the lakefront, 94 inland with a heat index of 95 to 105. Then tonight, partly cloudy skies, storm chances, humid and warm with a low of 73. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Do you remember that electric moment when you suddenly realized that she was the one?
The one you were going to love forever.
The one you'd been waiting your whole life to meet.
She is the one.
The one.
Now it's time to find the one engagement ring that sparkles like she does.
Come to Kessler's Diamonds. We have a collection of incredibly special diamond engagement rings called the One Collection.
You need one special engagement ring for the one woman you will ever love.
Kessler's Diamonds is the one jewelry store where you can find the One Collection.
And Kessler's is the one store that offers the world-famous, no excuses, no fine print, lifetime warranty on every diamond engagement ring we sell.
We have the freedom to do this for you because Kessler's Diamonds is the one diamond store owned by its employees.
The One Collection starts at just $550.
Welcome to Kessler's.
Find the Kessler's nearest you at kesslersdiamonds.com.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. At work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text BREAK to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text BREAK to 321-321. That's BREAK to 321-321.
Protect your new and existing surfaces in and around your home and businesses with one simple call to Showtime Floors. Hey, this is Jen Lada from ESPN Milwaukee. Showtime Floors hooked me up with a sealer on my garage floor, and I absolutely love it. Showtime Floors products are antimicrobial and UV resistant, and you can find them at the baggage claim in Milwaukee's airport, plus a 15-year warranty. Schedule a free demo today at ShowtimeFloors.com and get 10% off your purchase by mentioning ESPN.
It's Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Gabe, it'll change your life. Any barbecue you eat for the rest of your life will be measured against Buc-ee's.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy Twitter poll this morning. Is it ever okay to shush someone in a bar or pub? This from our experience in Ireland. The first night we were there after our team dinner, went to a local pub right next door to our hotel, having a good time, having some Guinness. And the table next to us said, "Could you keep it down, please?" And not once, not twice, but 3 times, someone from the table next to us. And at that point, it was like, hey, y'all seem to be having a very serious, in-depth conversation, layered, nuanced conversation. Maybe go somewhere else. You're at a bar. It's Ireland. It's 10 p.m. Go home. You know what I mean? Like, go somewhere else and have this conversation. We're having a wonderful time. It is on the Jen, Gabe, and Chewy Twitter account. Chewy, you asked for my grade of Ireland?
Yeah.
Weather was terrible. So, like, this would be like if we're grading the Packers, right?
Okay.
Like, wide receivers, excellent. Offensive line, decent. All that's unknown, some of those. Weather was awful. Rainy, gray, cold, windy. It rained every day. The one good day we got to was on Saturday. So if you were watching College Game Day and saw blue skies and it looked lovely, that was the one day that it was nice there. Food was fine. Lots of options. We had Italian. We had seafood. You didn't have to have, like, the Irish fare if you didn't want to. But the countryside was beautiful. The roads were treacherous.
Yes.
Very narrow. And driving on the left side was very intense.
Hotel?
Did you drive?
I would prefer not to discuss that topic.
Okay, there was an accident.
All right, so okay.
I am
Let's park.
not allowed to discuss that topic.
How was the hotel?
Let's just say this. Here's what I will say. I'm consistent across the continent is what we will say.
So what you're saying is the goal of making it all year without an incident came to an end?
I can neither confirm nor deny that.
Are you currently a fugitive in the country of Ireland? Because it seems like there's potential.
Ooh, that is interesting. I'm going to need to look up what the law is in Ireland before I answer that honestly. Let's move on, shall we?
I don't think we would prefer not to.
I know you would prefer to stay here, but we should keep driving.
This is the most interesting thing so far.
We should keep driving.
How was the hotel?
Lovely. Tiny, but European hotels are tiny. No air conditioning. Relative air conditioning, right? Like the lowest you could crank it down to was like a 70.
So this is sounding like a C.
I would say Ireland is probably a B minus. I would not go back to Ireland.
That's what I was going to ask.
Like, there are places where you're like, oh, I didn't see everything I wanted to see. I didn't do everything I wanted to do. We had such a wonderful time. Now, if we had to go back for an assignment, let's say we cover the Aer Lingus, college football kickoff in a few years, I'm not going to say I'll pass. would certainly, fulfill my obligations. But it's not on my now bucket list of places that I need to bring the kids and show them the things.
Is this because you're not going to be allowed back in the country because of whatever
that
happened?
That could be part of it.
Vehicle.
Again, I would rather not discuss that specifically. I would just let use your imagination. All right.
This sounds like a C. B-, like you're being nice. Right?
Because she had a good time, so she wants to be nice, but ultimately, yeah. I think
Look, I went there 25 years ago, and I don't even know if it was a C. I'm definitely never going back. And that was more food-related. You know what? And a place like Ireland, I subscribe to. America's the best. Why would you want to leave?
But you like to see the world, don't you? You like to...
Yeah, but that's more of a been there, done that type.
Yeah, you're checking it off the list. You've been to Ireland.
Yes.
Yeah. Gabe, it's like a course you played that overcharged way too much.
Sure.
Nice course, fine. Is it worth...
if somebody paid for me to go there, would I go back?
Sure.
Yeah,
exactly.
sure. Am I going to pay my own money to go back there? Probably not.
I will say this. Dario did golf 2 of the courses there, and he said when we were kind of doing our little breakdown afterward that was his favorite part of Ireland.
Oh, yeah. That's the one thing I need to do in Ireland. I need to knock off a couple of those golf courses
Royal
off
Dublin,
the list.
I believe, is one that he went to, and I don't remember the name of the other one, but he really enjoyed that. I don't like this Jalian comment, 8998, on the YouTube page. Remember, you can always stream the show on YouTube. He says, the way you talk loud in the mic, can't imagine out in a pub, LOL. Well, first of all...
Wait, were you the issue?
No, not at all. That's the thing. That's what I was going to tell Jalian. I wasn't the issue. It was me and Jess and then 7 men, and they were the ones throwing back the Guinness. Did you guys know about the splitting the G on the Guinness? Mm-hmm. I'd never heard of that before. Joshy, were you familiar with the splitting the G concept?
No, I've never been. And
Chew?
I don't really drink them.
Is that like half harp, half Guinness? Is that what that represents?
No, that's something else, though. Isn't that a different...
Black and tan,
there you go. Yeah, I think you know. So apparently with your first drink of the Guinness, you're supposed to take 3 gulps and a sip. And that's supposed to bring it to split the G on the Guinness glass, right there where that line is through the G.
Yeah.
And that's supposed to be a proper first drink of the Guinness. I had no idea. So then everybody was trying to split the G.
Yeah, you're trying to get to that spot.
I had never heard that before. Joshy's in the same boat. He had never heard it before.
Is there a reason, or is it just a thing?
Is that like every time you have a Guinness in a pub, or is that just the first time you have a Guinness?
It's a great question. These are all wonderful follow-ups. I wish y'all had been there to help me navigate this.
Well, I think it's one of those things where once you do it, okay, now everybody else can try to, you got to match me. I've been able to do it. So I think every time then you have one, you're trying to do it until you get it done.
It becomes a little bit of like a parlor game. Yeah, exactly. A little bit of a competition. So let's just say B- for my grade of Ireland. Beautiful. We went to Wicklow one day. We went to Galway one day. We did see the cliffs of Moher. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. We saw it about 1 million times, the word, and no one was saying it, so we were just guessing. There are 2 syllables, though. I do know that.
You didn't bother asking anyone?
Nope.
Missed that part.
Hey, how do you say this word?
Missed opportunity there. Again,
were you a little gun shy because they were angry at the Americans in the pub? No. So then you were gun shy the rest of the way asking for help?
Now we're on the west coast of the island. We're totally different. The likelihood of us running into those people is very low. No, we were getting absolutely crushed with rain. Freezing, frozen rain just coming at us sideways. I'll show you the videos from when we were out at the cliffs of something. It's mower.
I've heard it as mohair.
Well, that's a fabric they use in their sweaters, right? Mohair?
Mole?
I think that's...
not some hair, but mohair.
No, it's a real thing.
We use mohair than they do. All right, we got to take a break on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. I just saw this article that popped out from The Athletic, the tiers of the quarterbacks, NFL quarterback tiers 2024. Would you be surprised to learn that Jordan Love jumped the most in this tiering system on The Athletic of any quarterback ever in the tiers? We'll get to that as the show rolls on right after this.
The next edition of Behind the Bucks is here on the Bucks Plus Audio Network, presented by Gallagher. The Bucks stars share their experiences from competing on the world's biggest stage, the Olympics. From battling against their Bucks teammates to teaming up with fierce rivals, all for the glory of a gold medal. Behind the Bucks offers unique access and deep storytelling for Bucks fans unlike ever before. Presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Find it, bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and wherever you get your podcasts.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
Not looking too bad out on the roads right now. North and southbound 43 looking okay, although southbound's getting a little bit heavier heading into Capitol Drive. We do have some debris on the roadway. Looks like it's paper or something from 794 westbound to southbound 4394 in the Marquette, so watch out for that. Eastbound 94 slowing from before 84th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. Traffic is brought to you by Two Men in a Junk Truck. Have unwanted clutter or junk? Go to twomeninajunktruck.com for a free, no-obligation estimate. Keep what you love, ditch what you don't. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, excessive heat warning from 1 until 8 p.m. for Dodge, Jefferson, and Walworth counties. All the other ones have a heat advisory until 8. Mostly sunny, hot and humid, slight storm chance today. A high of 90 at the lakefront, 94 inland, with a heat index of 95 to 105. Tonight, partly cloudy, storm chances still with humid and warm conditions, a low of 73. Weather is brought to you by the Racine Raiders. Catch the Gridiron Bowl 2024 on Saturday, August 31st at 7 p.m. at Horlick Field in Racine. Get your tickets now at gridironbowl2024.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5.
At American Place Casino, you better believe you're gonna love it. Because when it comes to amazing gaming, we're a real game changer. With the most exciting of table games like blackjack, craps, and roulette, the newest slots, a sports book, restaurants, bars, and more. So if you're ready for excitement, we'll see you soon. American Place Casino. Change the game.
Must be 21 years of age or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER, 1-800-426-2537.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Brad Nortman here for Carbless, my go-to drink this summer. Handcrafted right here in Wisconsin, Carbless is a ready-to-drink vodka and tequila cocktail. Perfect for hanging out on the patio by the grill, chilling on the lake, or tailgating at the Brewers game. Plus, it's got 0 carbs, 0 sugar, 0 gluten, and just 100 calories. All summer, make sure you're following Carbless on Instagram at Drink Carbless for your chance to win a Summer Bliss prize package. Find Carbless online and at retailers near you. Carbless. Liss is more.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Dive into the Marvel Universe on the official Marvel Podcast. We're going behind the scenes with the creators behind Marvel Comics, the stars of the MCU, and Marvel Studios' Kevin Feige.
But if you want the real answer, if we're trying to get real on this podcast,
celebrate the legacy of your favorite Marvel adventures and characters. The official Marvel Podcast.
I think this show's going to be a real treat.
New episodes every Wednesday wherever you listen to podcasts.
Lowe's knows saving pros time and money means getting the job done easier. Right now, get up to 50% off select composite decking and railing. Plus, get an extra 5% off every day on eligible purchases when you use your Lowe's business credit card. Because Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows pros. Selection varies by location while supplies last. 5% off are subject to credit approval. Exclusions and terms apply. See store at Lowes.com/credit for details.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
I'm telling you, don't doubt his story. Because he heebie-jeebies at certain times to miss field goals.
Yeah.
Gabe, I showed you how he does the heebie-jeebies,
Heebie-jeebie,
right?
heebie-jeebie, heebie-jeebie.
You take your
heebie-jeebie.
fingers and you rub them back and forth on your thigh and you go heebie-jeebie, heebie-jeebie. Swear the guy bats 100%. So to call him a liar and he puts a curse on you?
Look, I'm not calling him a liar.
Yeah, you are.
On 94.5 ESPN.
I, for one, am thrilled that the preseason is over. Show of hands, anyone else?
Oh,
I know, Gabe. You just love this.
Oh,
You're
hi.
just like gloating
Hello.
over here.
No, the preseason's the best. It's great. It's
horrible.
awesome.
So boring. So unnecessary at this point. I think the league's got to get something figured out here. We were discussing this briefly this morning, Chu, but did you have any interest in the preseason? Were you like, ooh, can't wait to sit down and watch the 2s and the 3s play this weekend against the Ravens?
Yeah, there were 2 things that I was interested in. To read, because I couldn't watch the game because I was on a plane, but it's clear that Wilson's the number 2. Correct? Number 2 running back?
Yeah, he's the number 3 running back, depending upon the health of A.J. Dillon.
Are they trying to... that sounds a little pushy out the door, though.
No, they're saying A.J. Dillon likely made the roster because he didn't play in the game against the Ravens.
Yeah, but he had the stinger.
Yeah, but he's got the stinger and the neck issue, and I'm going to see a specialist.
I mean, his injury, it's interesting, Chu. It's interesting with A.J. Dillon, but if A.J. Dillon is healthy, I'm pretty confident in him being the number 2. The way that LaFleur's talked, the way that the coaching staff, Adam Stenovich, offensive coordinator, have talked, it seems like A.J. Dillon's their guy.
Is that fair?
I mean, define fair.
Yeah, what are we working with here?
Is he the best player at that position behind
Josh Jacobs?
We didn't get enough. We didn't see enough of the rookie, right? The kid that they drafted.
Yeah,
what's his
Marshawn
name?
Lloyd.
Thank you.
In my guess, he's going to be used sparingly throughout the season, would be my guess.
I also just don't know how good Emmanuel Wilson is. How much better would he be than A.J. Dillon? I have no idea.
Yeah, it's hard to get a feel for him when he's also going up against backups.
Yeah.
It's just hard to get a feel for him when he's, okay, the Packers' number 3 offensive line did good against the Ravens' number 3 defensive line, and they were able to open up some holes for maybe the guy who's number 2.
But I guess what I've been holding on to with Emmanuel Wilson is that when we saw him last year in sort of spot starts, he was pretty good. I thought he was decent. I thought he showed more of he showed a higher ceiling to me than A.J. Dillon has shown recently. Is that fair or unfair?
That's fair.
No,
I think that's fair.
He's a 3.6 yards per carry, and A.J. Dillon's at 3.4 yards per carry.
Yeah,
so pick your poison.
So what you're saying is not inspired. So that's the backup running back situation, because obviously Josh Jacobs is the number 1 there. What's the backup quarterback situation for you, Chu? Does it matter, right? Because I think the general thought is, and you tell me if I'm wrong here, that if Jordan Love isn't under center, Packers aren't winning anything. They're not a playoff team. They're not a Super Bowl team. You don't expect one of these guys to be able to carry the load all the way to deep into a playoff run. So I'm not sure that it really matters, but it doesn't feel like either one of these guys, Gabe, went out there and grabbed it, went out there and snatched it, went out there and said, I'm the guy.
Seems like to me it's going to be Sean Clifford. Because even the options that you could go out and get somebody else, they're not inspiring. They seem to be okay with Clifford being the backup last year, second year in the system. Okay, we'll just run it back with Sean Clifford. Because honestly, I don't think any of the other options that you're going to pluck off the street and throw into the situation are going to be any better.
All right, here you go. This is what a backup quarterback is supposed to do. I'm giving you 4 games. You tell me if Clifford could win 2 of them. Okay?
The answer is no.
Titans, Vikings, Rams, Cardinals.
No.
What is Sean Clifford going in that stretch?
Titans, Vikings.
Can he win
maybe
2
beats
games?
the Vikings? I still don't know what they're.
1 and 3.
That's where I would sit as well.
Yeah, 1 and 3.
Well, then they need to upgrade the position.
But I don't know if there's anybody out there that can go 2 and 2 is the issue, Chu. The league has a hard time identifying 32 starting quarterbacks. Now to find 32 backup quarterbacks that can go 2 and 2. There are starting quarterbacks, Chu, that can't go 2 and 2.
And we'll discuss that because I do want to get to this list from The Athletic where they rank the quarterback tiers where Jordan Love is. And to your point, Gabe, once you get to that 4th tier,
Right?
It gets uncomfortable. And you know what, Joshy, you experience this when you do fantasy football leagues, right? Like there is a serious drop off at some point where you're going, well, that's just a guy.
Yeah, that's just a fill. He fills a roster hole. That's pretty much what you got.
One more question. Well, there's probably more than one, but where are we at with the kickers?
I think samesies.
Might
when
not
I say
have one on the
samesies, I
team
mean
right now.
samesies as the backup quarterback.
Like at least there, I think they're going to do some decent searching of kickers who might get released elsewhere.
Because it feels like, Chu, you tell me if I'm wrong here, but it feels like at the kicker position, there's got to be somebody out there on the street, right? There's got to be a kicker out there who can go better than 75%, which I think at last check was kind of the numbers, the range where these guys were kind of sitting.
I think Anders got up to 81%.
Oh, okay, you're right. I should give him his
give him
his flowers,
give him his extra
credit.
6% there, Jen.
Yeah, but you can't miss a 32-yarder game in the preseason. I mean, you just can't.
Yeah, that's bad.
What's the extra point?
33.
So just for clarification's sake, Joshy knew the answer to that. He was asking for effect.
Yeah,
and it was very effective.
I think they're going to keep Carlson. Give him one more.
It kind of feels that way, Chu.
Run.
But I don't want to feel good about that.
What was the line last year that Matt LaFleur was so upset that Tom Rinaldi revealed on a Fox broadcast? Pray, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He had said it kind of as an offhanded remark when they were having their meeting, and then Rinaldi used it in a report on Fox about when Anders Carlson is out there, what do you do? And he said, pray.
I think it's more than that. It's like it's like a speed rosary. How quick can I say the rosary in 30 seconds?
Hail Mary, Hail Mary, Hail Mary, Hail Mary, Hail Mary. 10 of them, right? Yeah, so I think that there's a lot of, when we talk about question marks, look, are they set at some of the more important positions? Yes. Are we really going to sit here and wring our hands over the backup quarterback? I'm not going to. I think that it's something that they should be obviously watching and concerned with and addressing, but it's not something I'm going to sit here and get agita over as the season goes on.
True, let me ask you this. Brett goes down. Was Doug Peterson winning two out of 4 games?
Yeah. Yes.
I don't know if we can trust him on Doug Peterson. He's a fanboy.
True.
He's a
Doug Peterson.
True.
Doug Peterson left the Green Bay Packers to become the starting quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, how'd that go?
It didn't go well, but at least he got the opportunity where they thought he was good enough to do it. Like our backup quarterbacks in Green Bay during Brett's tenure were pretty darn good.
Oh, yeah. Well, Hasselbeck is a great example,
Well,
right? He was the backup and then went on to be the guy in Seattle.
Hasselbeck, Brunell, Ty
And
Detmer.
Don't forget Aaron Brooks.
Aaron Brooks
was solid. We brought in Sonny Bono, who was pretty good that one year. McMahon could still sling it.
You want to know what old Dougie's record was in the 9 games he started in 1999 before he came back to Green Bay?
That doesn't matter. The fact that they gave him the opportunity
I don't know.
show if he could do it.
Putting an awful lot on getting an opportunity.
A.J. Dillon's getting an opportunity. I don't see you singing his praises.
What was the question, Gabe? What was Doug's?
What was Doug's record in Philly in the 9 games he started?
3-6.
2-7. Completed 52.4% of his passes, 7 TDs, 9 picks.
Oh, we suck again.
The next year he started 8 for Cleveland. 1-7. 2 touchdowns, 8 picks.
Oh, whoa.
Hey, all he wanted to play was 4 games. We overloaded him. That was the problem.
2 and 8 picks. He really wanted to be Brett Favre, didn't he?
Just without the touchdowns.
What makes it very interesting about the quarterback and kicker to me is it's so unsettled. Like it's so up in the air that there's people talking about there's a potential they keep no backups, quarterbacks, and no kickers. And they just say, we'll find someone out in the street. That doesn't happen. Most teams aren't in that spot.
Yeah, certainly not championship teams.
Right.
I'm willing to bet they keep Clifford. I think that's a heavy favorite.
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out, and I was talking to it with a couple friends, like, do you want the high variance guy like Clifford who's going to make amazing throws but sometimes throw it to the other team a lot? Or do you want Pratt who seems to be a little more steady and reliable? Like, what's the best option at backup?
Clifford.
Sick throws.
No, but they're going to keep
sick throws.
Trying to have fun.
They're going
Isn't
to
that the point?
They're going to keep Clifford and then put Pratt on the practice squad, right? That's all.
Probably.
That's what it seems like.
Probably.
Yeah.
So it sounds like you think that's more resolved than not resolved, Chu. You think that it sounds like you all think this is kind of leaning one way, which is Sean Clifford being the backup.
There's another position I'm curious about. Are they going to keep 3 backs? Because if they keep 3 backs, then you have to keep 1 less lineman, 1 less receiver, or 1 less tight end.
Chu, I led you astray last week, so there is a new rule this year. So with Marshawn Lloyd, he is probably going to start on IR. You can designate 2 players to come back before the 53-man cut. So if they can throw Marshawn Lloyd on IR, but then the A.J. Dillon thing kind of complicates it all. So who knows with his stinger what kind of injury you're looking at there, but you're looking at Josh Jacobs, you're looking at A.J. Dillon, and probably
So let me ask you
Emmanuel
this,
Wilson.
Gabe. Would it be stupid to designate A.J. Dillon?
Depends upon what they want to do at other positions. If there's somebody else that they want to bring back, because you only get 2 of those, and Marshawn Lloyd's going to take 1.
Yeah. Why don't they just get rid of him? What's the big deal?
They seem to like him.
Who?
And he's very cheap, right? Isn't that the other thing? Is like the contract is very
like
palatable.
$1 million. I mean, is that really a reason to keep someone around? He's cheap. Hey, why do you keep old Tom around in the friend group? Well, he's cheap.
Yeah.
We like him.
Well, no, friends. No, if someone's cheap, you get him out of the friend group. You need him to pick up a round every once in a while. No, but my point is they believe what he can produce. If there's a scale, right? What he can produce is greater than what it's costing them to keep him around. That's what I think they've figured out.
But doesn't his
if
contract become guaranteed if he makes the 53?
Yes, because he's vested. Yeah, he does. But
So
if there's no
you're gonna
value,
be paying that salary no matter what the rest of the year, and you're going to have to get rid of probably one of the running backs whenever Marshawn Lloyd gets healthy.
but a guy like that brings no value to special teams, that's like, what are we doing? Right? I mean, yes, he's a nice guy. Love what he does for the community, Mr. Door County. Wonderful. But it has to translate to the field, which it does. It's we've been talking about this now for 3 years. 3 years.
But Chewy, he graded at 98%.
Sure. So did I, with salad and pizza. What did that get me?
By the way.
It was what?
98.
That's what I said.
Oh, I thought you said 93.
Yeah.
His number would be $2.5 million if he does become fully guaranteed. 0.51% of the cap.
Yeah, it doesn't feel that significant.
No, but who knows? It's hard. He's the hardest one to figure out on the team. Like, they value him more, but they also are unhappy with his production.
Let me ask you this, Joshy. The way that it has shaken out, do you sort of kind of wish they had just kept Aaron Jones? Do you sort of kind of wish that they had just
For $4 million?
come to
Yes.
yes, but he wasn't going to stay for $4 million because he got considerably more from the Vikings. Like, do you sort of kind of wish that they had just been able to find a happy medium with Aaron Jones and it would be Josh Jacobs, Aaron Jones?
With Josh Jacobs, Aaron Jones?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be
I'll tell you
lovely.
this. The 4 hours there where I thought that they were going to have Josh Jacobs and Aaron Jones.
I remember that day.
Was a great 4 hours.
Yes.
Damn you, Pelissero. Telling me they were keeping both.
It's the greatest 4 hours of Gabe's Packer fandom, other than when they won Super Bowls. 800-990-3776. How do you see these positions shaking out? Whether it's the kicker, whether it's the backup quarterback, whether it's the backup running back situation. Heck, we haven't even talked about how they're going to handle the offensive line. I've seen some rumors and rumblings about splitting time potentially at some of those spots as well. Lots of stuff to still get shaken out. The rosters are finalized when? Tomorrow? Is tomorrow the day
3
they
o'clock.
finalize the rosters?
3 o'clock.
So we will have some of these answers by then, but it is interesting to continue chatting about it up until then. I do want to get to the quarterback tiers, the interesting article that The Athletic put out where Jordan Love was last year, where Jordan Love is this year, and why he made a huge jump. Is Jordan Love worthy of the tier that The Athletic put him in? We will discuss that as Jen, Gabe, and Chewy rolls on.
You know how much we love Palermo's Pizza here. That's because they have so many different brands. They have so many different pizzas that are going to satisfy whatever appetite you might have. Whether we're talking about Palermo's and something like their Rising Crust Pizza, Urban Pie, Connie's Surfer Boy, and then all the different types of Screamin' Sicilian pizza that they have, you're going to find something that not just suits your appetite, but your entire family's. And the reason why Palermo's can do this, they've been doing doing it for over 60 years. So, of course, they know premium frozen pizza. Find them in your grocer's frozen food aisle. Palermo's. Flavor is our family's business.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
The Jen, Gabe, and Chewy podcast is sponsored by Celsius Energy Drink, and I am here to tell you it makes a huge difference in my mornings. With a unique blend of essential energy and key vitamins, Celsius is your partner to an active lifestyle. My favorite, the Peach Vibe. Learn more at Celsius.com and pick up Celsius Energy Drinks today. Are you looking for a reliable ride? I've got you covered. It's ESPN Milwaukee's Jen Lada. I use AccuTrans Group for my private transportation needs during the college football season. AccuTrans is a veteran-owned business dedicated to providing unmatched corporate, personal, and event-related transportation that you will use again and again. From corporate travel and weddings to group events, AccuTrans Group caters to every occasion. Booking is easy, safe, and dependable. Visit AccuTransGroup.com to get a quote or to book a reservation today for reliable and safe transportation.
Hey, it's Gabe Neitzel from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. You've heard me talk about the results mentality has had on my life, but don't just take it from me. Jason has had success too, thanks to mentality.
My only regret is I didn't do it sooner. Knowing once again I've gotten the treatments done and continuing, I do feel, stuff does hurt a little bit more, but I'm 40, in my 40s, and that's going to happen. But again, the energy levels, it is above and beyond. Again, I'm back in that age where I'm like, this is amazing.
Get started today at lowtusa.com.
At Skechers, we put the S in comfort. Now, I know you're probably spelling comfort in your head and asking yourself, is that possible? Am I just a really bad speller? Look, I don't know your spelling aptitude, but Skechers most definitely put the S in comfort because Skechers is the comfort technology company and has developed fits and features that change everything you know about comfort, like hands-free Skechers slip-ins, the ultimate in comfort and convenience. It's footwear you just step into and they're on, with no bending down. Find Skechers at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
Tommy! I can't wait for golf this weekend, huh, buddy? Time flies. Love you, man. Oh, don't forget your knee brace again. We aren't in college anymore.
Moments together matter, so help protect yourself from RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV, and there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Whether it's live or in podcast form, you've heard us on air with all of our shenanigans.
Gabe, I'm throwing some. Why are you throwing?
I don't want.
Now see your favorite 94.5 ESPN show streaming on video.
By me, by the way. I hit that microphone like 4 out of 6 times on that.
Subscribe to ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube and get notified when we hit the air live. Plus, you can watch back any second that you miss and see original digital content too. Watch, listen, interact. ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
First time building your own nest? Call Tri-City. We'll do the rest. Our hometown lenders will put you at ease. Your home building process will be a breeze. Tri-City National Bank. Equal housing lender. NMLS 433891.
Grab your Lederhosen and Dirndls for Oktoberfest at the Golden Mast on Sunday, September 15th. Enjoy a fun-filled day with German food, beer, and live music on Okachi Lake. It starts at 1:30 on Sunday, September 15th. Get your tickets at goldenmastin.com.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
What's the one thing you say almost weekly here on the show?
Less eat.
Try again.
I don't know.
What's the one thing you've got?
Big boobs.
You've got time.
Oh,
time. You've got time.
Yes. Yeah, you're right.
We got there.
I needed a few more hints.
Yeah. You put you in a... That's Dave's fault.
On 94.5 ESPN.
You've heard me tell you all about my garage floor and how it transformed our outdoor space thanks to the work of Showtime Floors. Their latest innovation has me even more excited. Get a sealer applied and protect your new and existing surfaces in and around your home or business. Antimicrobial, UV resistant, used by all the big guys. You know, when you're walking through the airport right here in Milwaukee, you will see Showtime Floors work. They offer a 15-year warranty on their work. You can bring the original color back. Just go to showtimefloors.com to schedule a demo today. And if you mention ESPN, you'll get 10% off of your purchase. Tell them Jen from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy sent you. Sounds like Joshy had a bit of a dilemma on your hands over the weekend. Can you give us a little preview, a little taste before we get to the second hour of the show?
I have more beer and booze than we started the party with left at my house.
Hell yeah, brother.
Do you have a place for the booze?
No.
My belly.
We've gotten to the point where we're planning a second party to eliminate all the extra
Boy, that's
alcohol
dangerous,
we have left.
Josh. That's dangerous, bud.
Why am I thinking of a movie all of a sudden where somebody comes over and they have to eat? There's all this food and they have to eat and they pull out bottles of milk.
Oh, that's Newman.
Yes,
in Seinfeld.
Oh, the
they
muffins.
Have all the stumps from the muffins.
The stump.
That's immediately what I thought of when you said my belly. Gabe's going to go over there.
All right,
He's going to show up for duty, and he's just going to start pounding alcohol to help you out.
The type of friend I am, Jen.
Yeah.
Willing to sacrifice.
Absolutely. Hello, Newman. All right, we're going to get to that story and the tiers of quarterbacks in the NFL in the second hour of Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Stick around.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
We do have some slowdowns. Southbound 43 from just south of Silver Spring all the way down to Capitol Drive. Westbound 94 is backed up from 17th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. We have eastbound 94 delays from about just before Meadowbrook Road all the way past Highway 16, and then back on the brakes from 84th Street all the way through the Stadium interchange. Of course, we got more backups westbound 894 out of the Mitchell interchange all the way to 68th. Traffic is brought to you by Johnson & Sons Paving. Follow the 3 R's of asphalt maintenance to avoid minor issues becoming huge headaches. Reseal, repair, and replace. Learn more at johnsonsonspaving.com. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, an excessive heat warning from 1 until 8 for Dodge, Jefferson, and Walworth counties. A heat advisory for everyone else. Today, mostly sunny, hot and humid, slight chance for a storm, a high of 90 at the lakefront, 94 inland with a heat index of 95 to 105. Tonight, partly cloudy, storm chances, humid and warm with a low of 73.
Wow, he just smashed it out of the park. Speaking of smashing, have you heard about Orange Smash?
Oh, you mean the Devil's Backbone Distilling Company canned cocktail? The one with real fruit juice, real vodka, and a splash of bubbles? It's a home run in a can.
It's the perfect drink for game day, whether you're tailgating at the ballpark or watching from home.
Find Orange Smash canned cocktails at Woodman's, Festival Food, or Pick and Save. Visit drinkasmash.com to learn more. Remember, always enjoy responsibly.
IndyCar returns to the Milwaukee Mile at Wisconsin State Fair Park this Labor Day weekend, August 30th through September 1st. The Hy-Vee Milwaukee Mile 250s weekend features NTT IndyCar Series races on both Saturday and Sunday. Don't miss the fun in the free fan zone all weekend long, including live entertainment at the Bank 59 Amphitheater with headliners including Ian Munsick and Quiet Riot. Get your tickets now at wistatefair.com and experience Hy-Vee Milwaukee Mile 250s weekend, August 30th through September 1st.
Hi, this is Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike on ESPN Radio. You're listening to ESPN Milwaukee 94.5 WKTI HD.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Showtime. The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Because Gabe, I imagine when you go to a restaurant, Gabe, and things aren't great, you're saying it was wonderful.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to return this. You're returning used fruit? Jerry, this peach is subpar.
If something's bad, I want to get out of there as soon as possible.
But are you going to let them know that it's bad so that they can improve it for the next person?
They're not going to improve
or are
anything.
You like,
look, once I put that fruit out, that's where it is for me.
Well, it's still your fruit. You got to stand behind your fruit.
Hey, I stand behind my fruit.
So?
Hey, you get a bad peach? That's an active guy.
But I think you can say, and I have said, hold on, hear me out. I want you to hear the nuance in what I'm about to deliver. I did not enjoy it.
You know, this whole place is going downhill. I could have come in here last week with a bad plum, but I let it go.
Well, I got a perfect solution for you. Take your business elsewhere.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamorro. Here's Jen Lada.
Running around, she wants to ride and she's trying to hide it. I'm cool as ever, she's too excited. Her man look like he wanna fight. He ain't doing nothing but running his mouth. Talk about it, we all about it. They making plans, we sit and count.
Of the quarterbacks in the NFL this year, expected starters, of course. Jordan Love made the largest leap in the Athletics 2024 quarterback tiers. Jordan Love moved up 13 spots, rivaled only by Brock Purdy, who also moved up 13 spots. The list of guys who have moved up as quickly, whose trajectory has gone up that fast, guys, is small. It was like Trevor Lawrence and Patrick Mahomes from year to year, from one year to another, who kind of skyrocketed. Josh Allen is on that list. I know, Chew, you have been pretty adamant about sitting in the don't crown him yet camp. Mm-hmm. Do you feel like people are crowning Jordan Love too soon?
A little bit. I mean, he should move up based upon his last 9 games. Yes, there should be a move. But did they move it to a ranking, Jen?
Okay, so that's the interesting part. Because, yes, it's nice that he went up 13 spots.
Yeah.
So he is amongst the Tier 2 quarterbacks.
Okay.
Which is described as a Tier 2 quarterback can carry his team sometimes, but not consistently. He can handle pure passing situations in doses and or possesses other dimensions that are special enough to elevate him above Tier 3. He has a hole or two in his game.
And just for comparison's sake, Gabe, I think this is important as well. Let's compare that description that you just threw out there. Again, This is on The Athletic. They have tiered all of the projected starting quarterbacks in the league. Tier 1's distinction is a Tier 1 quarterback can carry his team each week. The team wins because of him. He expertly handles pure passing situations, has no real holes in his game. So Chew, I will tell you right now that there are three quarterbacks on the Tier 1 of The Athletic. Can you tell me who those 3 quarterbacks are?
Well, it's obviously Mahomes.
Yes.
I mean, based upon last year, I think you got to put Dak in there.
He is not on the Tier 1 of The Athletics list.
Burrow.
Burrow is on the Tier 1, correct. You have one more to go.
I'm not putting Lamar.
Nope, Lamar's in Tier 2.
Yeah.
He's the top of Tier 2,
probably Stafford.
No.
Not Stafford.
Who would you absolutely not put here, but everyone else would?
Ayo.
Oh, no.
Ayo, oh no, has a nice ring to it, by the way. Put it on a T-shirt.
I think when it comes to his game, it's the equivalent of Lamar's. Lamar's has a few holes. His legs make him very valuable, and so does Josh Allen's legs. I feel like Josh Allen's A.J. Dillon. It's like No, where we've been waiting for the last 3 years for him to take the next step, and he hasn't taken the next step.
That's
what?
I mean, we are losing all credibility.
AJ Dillon's hanging on, barely being in the league,
like
man.
Fingertips on the edge of the cliff type of thing, buddy.
Can we also discuss the fact that this is way wrong because the only Tier 1 player is Patrick Mahomes and everyone else is below him?
I could make an argument for that for sure.
I sent you guys here a win probability of each quarterback and what they add to their team. Just take a look at that chart and see what Patrick Mahomes is. I texted to you guys and everyone else.
Whoa, that's incredible.
He's twice as good as the next highest.
I wonder if there's a way I can hold this up to the camera. Probably not, but like
I could get it. I could probably get it on the stream.
It's like that's. I mean, can anybody see that?
Well, yeah.
I'm just holding it up. But like,
you know what?
I think, again, it's so distinctive. The red line way up here, is so egregiously better than every other quarterback. I think you're making a great point, Joshy. I could argue that Patrick Mahomes should have been Tier 1 all by himself, based on what he has done, based on his skill set, based on how he elevates the team, and then everybody else kind of falls in line after that. You know, Justin Herbert was a Tier 1 quarterback last year who fell to Tier 2. So did Aaron Rodgers, by the way. Aaron Rodgers was a Tier 1 quarterback last year who fell to Tier 2. So knowing that, and there are a lot, Chew. This was the other thing I didn't love about it. I didn't love how many Tier 2 quarterbacks there were. And that Jordan Love was the last.
Well, so that's the thing.
Tier 2
So if Jordan Love jumped 13 spots, Chew, you hear that, what are you thinking Jordan Love jumped to?
I would say top 5 of the Tier 2s.
No, he is 14th overall and last in Tier 2. So he jumped 13 spots.
All right.
But it's like when you're having fun with numbers and like, we're the fastest growing show in television. Well, yeah, nobody was watching 2 weeks ago, so now you can say, oh yeah, we're up 100%.
Pickleball.
Yes,
the fastest growing sport in the world.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, 5 years ago I had no clue what pickleball was.
Yeah, and now they got 250,000 people watching. It's like, yeah,
we're paying $80 for a paddle.
Oh, year over year.
So let's get to the commentary on Jordan Love, who, as Gabe mentioned, is 14th. He is ranked 14th according to the Athletics quarterback tiers, which was released, I believe it was yesterday. In 11 years of tiers, only Mahomes, Jackson, Allen, and Trevor Lawrence have made larger year-over-year gains than the 13-spot jump that Love made this offseason. Of the guys I think he can ascend to one, he's the guy that comes to mind, a defensive coordinator said. So Chew, some of these guys are very glowing about Jordan Love, and yet some guys are not. One person, and these are scouts, is that right, Gabe? These are scouts.
Some are scouts. There's one quote in here
from
an
office?
assistant. Yeah, from an assistant GM.
One put him in the 4th tier.
4th tier?
One of these people, and they said over 50, more than 50 were interviewed, put Jordan Love in the 4 tier. So it seems that there are people who are...
The Bears.
That's how you end up paying Daniel Jones $40 million.
Yeah.
People like that don't know what they're watching.
Yeah, I don't know if I like that list.
A head coach who placed him in Tier 3 said, squeaking into the playoffs at 9-8 out of a bad division, I'm going to have to see a little more from him personally before elevating him.
Which is
from
fair.
A head coach who put him in Tier 3.
Yeah, but what are some of the Tier 2s that he's behind? I mean, should he clearly be ahead of half of them?
This is a great question by you. This is a fantastic question by you. So you already know Lamar Jackson is in Tier 2. I would be hard-pressed to put Jordan Love above Lamar Jackson at this point. You said Matthew Stafford when you were guessing Tier 1s. Matthew Stafford is also Tier 2. I would be hard-pressed to put Jordan above that. Gabe, after that?
Justin Herbert is tied with Matthew Stafford in Tier 2.
I would be hard-pressed to put Jordan Love above Matthew Stafford right now.
Justin Herbert.
Oh, Justin Herbert, excuse me, yes. I agree, yes. Yep. I would still be hard-pressed.
Aaron Rodgers?
See, I think Rodgers is going to have a good year. I'm like, I
so
can't
you're putting him, so you would put him above Jordan Love?
In which offense?
I mean, the offense that he's in, and Jordan has the offense that he's in.
I would call that a push, probably.
Rodgers is currently 7th on this list. Again, reminder, Jordan Love is 14th. C.J. Stroud is above Jordan Love.
I think C.J. Stroud and Jordan Love are kind of in the same category of I need to see more.
I'd put them right next to each other, and I would put C.J. Stroud just slightly ahead of Jordan going into the season because C.J. was more consistent throughout last year. But I think they're neck and neck, and if I had to put one ahead of the other, that's the reason I'd put CJ just slightly above Jordan.
Dak Prescott is next, Shoe.
I mean, a regular season, I'm taking Dak all day long. But playoffs, I mean, Dak just doesn't win in the playoffs. It's I beat Josh Allen to death. But Herbert is kind of the same thing. Dude, what have you done? Yeah, you have all the tools, you're good, but you don't do anything.
And Prescott.
Kind of the same thing.
Yeah. So here, Jared Goff, I think I could make a case based on what I have seen from Jared Goff, who, again, I think is a above average quarterback. But I think that Jordan Love's ceiling is higher.
Correct.
I think that we know we haven't seen enough. We were a broken record. I think Jordan Love should be above Jared Goff on this list.
Is this just going into this year? This isn't projecting 5 years from now.
No,
right?
this is going
just
into
going
this
into
season.
This year.
Yes. This is 2024 quarterback tiers.
I mean, it's hard to say because Detroit has better weapons than Green Bay. Correct?
Correct.
But I agree with you, Jen. I would put him probably ahead of Goff.
Jalen Hurts is next on the list. And these are all Tier 2. So theoretically, they are trying to group all of these guys together. They have simply a ranking thing where this is the order they have put them in. But Jalen Hurts falls at 11. Jordan Love falls at 14.
Jalen Hurts was special 2 years ago. Kind of took a step back last year. I am okay with Jalen Hurts being ahead of Jordan Love.
I am as well, and I also think Jalen Hurts is going to be better this year.
Yes, I agree.
If for no other reason than the addition of Saquon Barkley to that offense. I think Saquon Barkley in that offense takes the pressure off of Jalen Hurts, and then he doesn't need to do as much. So the offense can be just as dynamic, just as explosive, just as successful, in part because there's another weapon there, Gabe.
There was a really good article a couple of weeks ago on ESPN.com about the dysfunction of the Eagles a year ago. It seems that they are taking steps to eliminate some of the miscommunications, some of the dysfunction, and Kellen Moore is their new offensive coordinator, being the clear head of the offense. Sirianni's not going to be interfering like he was a year ago. I think we see more of the 2022 version of Hurts in 2024.
I agree.
I'm super high on him.
So we are okay with Jalen Hurts being above Jordan Love on this list. Brock Purdy is at 12, Chew.
No, I would put Jordan. I'd put him. Because Jordan, I think, could still do it. And obviously, Purdy's got better weapons, again. But Purdy, to me, is kind of, a game manager?
He's more than that, man.
You think he's...
Chew, they were down in the second half twice last year in the postseason.
You're paying him, Gabe, you're paying him $60 million next year.
That's the going rate. That's what you have to pay him. Like,
I think he's good when he has, like, amazing talent around him. I don't know how good he's going to be when he doesn't.
Chew, some of those throws he made against the Packers in the comeback they're top-notch throws, man. Like, he's better than Jimmy G. He's better than anybody they've had than Kyle Shanahan since Kyle Shanahan's been there.
$60 million.
I think $60 million, or you start over at the position? You got to pay him $60 million.
$60 million with them start their windows closing and they're losing players.
Yeah, well, I mean, so what? You're just going to roll the dice and hope you can find another cheap quarterback and keep all those other, aging weapons around him?
I don't know. This year will be very important for him to see how he does.
The last quarterback, Chew, that is above Jordan Love in these rankings from The Athletic, their quarterback tiers, is Kirk Cousins with the Falcons.
No, I'm taking Jordan.
Yeah.
I mean, Cousins is nice. You know who Cousins is? He's like Goff, right? What term did you use, Jen? He's a above average quarterback.
Yep.
That's where I feel with Cousins. So Jordan probably got slighted by 4 spots. I think you can put him ahead of 4 of those guys. Where's Trevor Lawrence?
He fell to tier 3, all the way from tier 1, by the way.
No, he dropped 1 tier. He was a tier 2 guy.
Trevor Lawrence, it says here, dropped 1 tier. Got it. Sorry, I thought it meant he was a 1 tier, but he dropped 1 tier.
So 2 of the guys who got paid this offseason, Chew.
Yeah.
Tua and Trevor are the next 2 on the list, and they are tier 3s, which is a legitimate starter but needs a heavier running game and or a defensive component to win. A lower volume drop back passing offense suits him best.
And also Deshaun Watson is a tier 3 quarterback. We talked obviously a year or so ago about how he had, that's generous, it's kind, about how he broke the bank with that contract. If you had to guess, Chew, and you know what, this is not even a fair thing, but if you had to guess who were the tier 4 quarterbacks were.
Yes.
Who's ever playing for the Raiders?
That's Gardner Minshew. That's correct.
Okay.
He got it. Okay. Nailed the first one.
I guess Bo Nix.
Bo Nix was not ranked.
Okay. How about Arizona Cardinals?
You know what's crazy? Let me just throw this out there. They ranked both Russell Wilson and Justin Fields.
Yes.
So
As
it isn't
fourth.
even projected starters.
Yeah.
They ranked Russell Wilson as a tier 3 quarterback, and they ranked Justin Fields as a tier 4 quarterback. And to your point, Bo Nix is nowhere to be found.
There's only 30 quarterbacks on the list, too. So Bo Nix isn't on this list.
Daniel Jones, tier 9?
Tier 4. Actually, the top quarterback of tier 4, Chew, if you can believe that.
Is him. Patriots. Who's there? Brissett?
Well, Jacoby
He's
Brissett's
last
the
on
last
this
on the
list.
list.
Yeah.
You're doing a good job.
Who has a shoulder injury now, by the way?
I do have one on here that I think will make Packers fans very happy if you can kind of work through that riddle.
Oh, Minnesota?
That's right. Sam Darnold is ranked 29 on this
Where do
list.
they have Caleb Williams?
He's not on the list.
Okay.
He is not ranked. Just because it's with rookies, it's hard. You can't really put the rookies on the list because you haven't seen them play in the NFL.
Which is interesting because Anthony Richardson, who obviously we know did play some last year but got injured pretty quickly in the season, he's on this list at tied for 26. Will Levis is on the list, tied for 26. Bryce Young is 28th on this list.
Where's Baker?
Tier 3.
That's fair.
19th. He's right behind Deshaun.
That's fair.
Along with Derek Carr, Geno Smith, and as mentioned, Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson, my goodness, the fall from grace. He is the last quarterback in the Tier 3, and we're not even certain. Am I correct? They have not yet announced their starter. There are rumblings, there are rumors, but they have not yet announced who is going to be under center.
They are going to do that at the end of, as Mike Tomlin put it, the work week. So at the end of this week, they are going to name who their starting quarterback is.
You think Russell Wilson wears eye black when he goes to the grocery store?
Oh, you saw the picture, did you?
Yeah, we talked about it.
How don't you know you're a tool? I mean...
How don't you know you're a tool?
Yes.
I feel like that's part of the tool definition, isn't it? Like a lack of self-awareness?
But if you're fine being a tool, then that's okay. But to sit there and do tooly things and have no... Like, eye black in the picture, really... Wow. What are you doing?
Maybe he came straight from the practice field, didn't want to wash it off, thought it's a waste of time. Let's just...
See, we would always do something
Why
in the...
are you giving him the benefit of the doubt? What has he done to earn that?
I don't know. It's more fun than being a curmudgeon.
God, somebody, after that came out last week, somebody tweeted out like the really awkward, because Subway was in the news because they're trying to change some stuff or whatever, and he had that super awkward like Subway like digital commercial because he had the Danger Witch. You ever see that one? Where he's like sitting there eating it.
Sounds like I was spared.
We always did stuff. We always did stuff in the team pictures, very subtle stuff. It was kind of like, the book in the dentist office where you look for the pictures hidden in the paint.
Highlights? You're comparing
the highlights.
Your team picture
so if you go,
highlights magazines.
If you go back to the year we won the Super Bowl in the team picture, Brett and all the guys have their pinkies interlocked. You've never seen that?
Okay, so this is the 1997 team picture?
I believe. So we would do, and there was one year Aaron Taylor did something goofy where we couldn't stop laughing, and we can't believe that they didn't pick up on it.
Gabe is currently looking for that photograph to see if you are telling the truth. I'm inclined to believe.
All right, so the 1997 picture, all the quarterbacks front row are just sitting there with their hands on their knees.
It's the year with McMahon. Is McMahon in the picture?
No, so it would have been 96. Okay.
Yes.
So it was the year of the Super Bowl.
Correct.
Okay.
And their pinkies are all interlocked, so they've got their hands on their knees, but their pinkies
confirmed
are extending.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
I can't confirm.
Can you pull that photograph up, and when we come back, Josh, you get it on the stream so everybody else can see the brilliance of the pinky interlock?
Looks like Favre, McMahon, and Jackie all have their fingers interlocked.
Yeah.
Bunch of weirdos.
We are weirdos.
The things you guys did to entertain yourselves during a football season. My goodness. Hey, AccuTrans is a veteran-owned business that is dedicated to providing unmatched corporate, personal, and event-related transportation that you can use again and again. Are you going to the big game? Are you going to the airport? You got a group of folks that need to go to a homecoming dance? I know that season is right around the corner. I cannot recommend AccuTrans enough. When I need to go down to Chicago, fly out of O'Hare, this is the team that I rely on to get me there safely and efficiently. If you visit their website, www.accutransgroup.com, you can get a quote right there. You can book your reservation right there. That's accutransgroup.com for reliable and safe transportation to all of your big events.
Never miss out on a second of the show. Find Jen, Gabe, and Chewy on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand. Sponsored by Celsius Essential Energy Drink.
On 43, backing up from just before Hampton all the way down to Capitol. Then westbound 94 backed up from about 25th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. The eastbound side is a bit tight from about Meadowbrook Road to Highway 16 in Waukesha County through that construction zone. And then again from just east of 84th Street all the way to about 35th. Traffic is brought to you by Fisco Auto Body. Call Fisco Auto Body to help with all body repair needs. Fisco, Fisco, Fisco. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast, an excessive heat warning today from 1 until 8 for Dodge, Jefferson, and Walworth counties. A heat advisory for everyone else. It'll be mostly sunny today, hot and humid. Slight chance for a storm, a high of 90 at the lakefront, 94 inland. A heat index of 95 to 105. Then tonight, partly cloudy with a storm chance, humid and warm, a low of 73. Weather is brought to you by National Liquor Mart at 16th and National in Milwaukee. Packed with the best beer, liquor, seltzer, and spirit deals in town. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily, where your satisfaction is their plan of action. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Nice. Why put it through a gas station car wash when you can treat it to Tsunami Express instead? At Tsunami Express Car Wash, you can expect nothing but the best with unlimited wash memberships, state-of-the-art wash technology, and powerful free vacuums. Tsunami Express is now open in Midtown Milwaukee at the intersection of Fond du Lac Avenue and Capitol Drive. Get a free car wash only at the Tsunami Express Midtown Milwaukee location August 21st through September 1st. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat. Learn more at TsunamiExpress.com.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher, and summer is here. But if you want your parking lots and asphalt to be ready for winter, you have to remember the 3 R's from Johnson & Sons Paving. Reseal every 2 to 3 years. Repair when you see signs of cracking or potholes. And replace if there's constant standing water, buckling, or sinking. Don't scare customers or tenants away because of a bad parking lot. Connect with Johnson & Sons today before minor repairs end up being huge headaches. Schedule an appointment at johnsonsonspaving.com.
Protect your new and existing surfaces in and around your home and businesses with one simple call to Showtime Floors. Hey, this is Jen Lada from ESPN Milwaukee. Showtime Floors hooked me up with a sealer on my garage floor, and I absolutely love it. Showtime Floors products are antimicrobial and UV resistant, and you can find them at the baggage claim in Milwaukee's airport, plus a 15-year warranty. Schedule a free demo today at ShowtimeFloors.com and get 10% off your purchase by mentioning ESPN.
Everybody knows, if it's summer season, it's festival season. And Potawatomi has the winningest one, WinFest. You could make it an awesome August with a share of $500,000. Play with your rewards card for entries. Hourly drawings every Thursday from 5 to 8 p.m. $25,000 in cash and prizes each drawing. It's the $500,000 WinFest. Get in on the fun. Only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee. More info at pacebig.com. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Ever dreamed of teeing off inside American Family Field? Now's your chance with Upper Deck Golf. From November 7th through the 9th, experience a one-of-a-kind round of golf, hitting tee shots from the upper deck throughout the stadium to custom greens below. Enjoy VIP treatment with great music, cold beers, food, and golf challenges at the Clubhouse Festival inside the stadium. Upper Deck is open to all ages, but tee times are limited, so book now. Head to upperdeckgolfing.com to book a tee time today. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
What operating system does a Chewy computer run on?
I believe it's a Cat 14.
It's a COS. It's a Chewy operating system.
I was thinking Windows 98.
Yeah, very similar.
It's dial-up. Let me get my modem.
Chewy.
On 94.5 ESPN.
If you're watching on the YouTube stream, Joshy was kind enough to pull up that picture of the 1996 Green Bay Packers team where you can see the quarterbacks.
Lower left.
Lower left. Hands touching. Pinkies crossing. Again, the guys just trying to entertain themselves. So take a look at the YouTube stream of Jen, Gabe, and Chewy on the ESPN Milwaukee YouTube page. You can see that photograph. I had no idea. That's another little tidbit of trivia that Chewy has shared with us, some of my favorite elements of the show. Want to get back to Joshy's party from this weekend, because Joshy, I think this is something that a lot of people can relate to, okay? You had a party. Give me the parameters, give me the rules and the logistics of the party you had this weekend.
Yes, so party for myself and Pratik, a little birthday party, a little early celebration. Everyone, upon receipt of invite, was informed, please do not bring any drinks. We will be providing them for the party. Food was also provided. Some people did chip into things, just small things, whatever. But yesterday as I was cleaning everything.
I mean, the invite I have here, Josh, says nothing about no drinks. It says drinks to follow. August 24th, 7 p.m., address, bunch of pictures of you and Teak, drinks to follow. There's no, I'm just saying, to clarify, if people were referencing the invite that was sent out.
I was told that was, and I was telling people that. What ended up happening was virtually half the party brought more than they ended up drinking themselves, so the roughly 120 different drinks we provided stayed the same because basically it was take one, leave one with the booze that we have there. So now I have an entire cooler full of beer left and random seltzers and just a bunch of things. So basically we didn't make a dent when it was all said and done because people feel obligated, I think, a lot of times to bring things. When often, like, you can predict, especially our type of age group, what people are going to drink. I know Gabe shows up, he's going to drink High Lifes. I know about 4 of the other people. They show up, they're going to drink High Lifes. The other people, they drink various seltzers. So basically, we have to throw another party, and this time really hammer home, please do not bring anything, because we're not going to be able to drink this by ourselves.
Well, guess what's going to happen? Especially if you hammer, don't bring anything.
They're going to bring stuff?
Yeah.
It's just, we got so much.
So does this go back to like Midwestern nice? Does this go back to when our moms taught us you never show up to someone's house empty-handed? Because I feel like that's what people are struggling with here. We have this situation shake out on a different level with the birthday parties for the kiddos. I got a 6-year-old, I got a 4-year-old. They're both in school, so that means birthday parties abound. And a lot of the parents on the invitations say, please, no gifts. And sure enough, every once in a while, somebody rolls up with a big old package, a big old bag with the tissue paper coming out and the ribbons on the handles. And you're going, they said no gifts. We didn't bring a gift. They brought a gift. Now we feel weird. Da-da-da. Well, next time we'll bring a gift or whatever it is. And so I don't know if people just feel like it is a suggestion that does not need to be followed when you say, please no booze. Please don't bring anything, please. Because I got girlfriends who throw parties as well, house parties, gatherings, and you say, what can I bring? And they say, please don't bring anything. And it still feels awkward crossing over the threshold of their home, not having something to hand them when they greet you. Am I right?
Well, here's what you got to do, Jen. Joshy, next time you have this party,
here we go.
Instead of saying, please do not bring any drinks or food. If you want to bring something, bring Windex. Or bring some air fresheners, or bring a package of toilet paper or paper towel, right?
What is this, the first day of school? What are we doing here?
So then you get rid of all your booze with the party, but you're stocked up for the wintertime with cleaning stuff and air fresheners and stuff like that. Because you know people are going to bring things, Josh.
Surprisingly, I don't hate the idea. I just don't know how many people would do that.
Next party, I'm showing up with a bottle of Windex.
409, yeah, exactly.
Oh, some 409
would be great.
You know what's really good? That Dawn power spray. That stuff's real
Love
good.
that stuff. Absolutely crushes. Clean the stove with that stuff.
Yeah,
Stovetop.
really good.
Had no idea it was going to be so good, so potent. So I think what I'm saying is you should default to, even when every instinct in your body is telling you no, telling you to rebel, telling you to revolt, you should default to what the host has said. If you said, Joshy, please don't bring any booze, it's because you have already guesstimated and measured and purchased the booze that you think will suffice for the party.
But what if he runs out?
Well, then you run to 7-Eleven or you run to Autos or you run to discount liquor.
So you got to make sure he's got enough. So you got to bring a 12-pack.
Josh, another thing. Hey, just bring me a lottery ticket.
What?
If they got to bring something, bring a lottery ticket or bring a scratch off.
Chewy's 100% right.
He's got some great ideas.
He's got some really good ideas because you can pretend to be like, oh, people are going to listen to me. They're not going to bring anything. No, people are going to bring stuff. That's the way the world works. You need to accept it. So if you tell them to bring other things, they're going to listen. They're going to bring those things because they want to bring something to your house.
If they bring lottery tickets, how much am I obligated to win in the case if it's a winner? Someone brings a $20 scratch off. I win $500.
You don't tell them.
But what if I scratch it? So I can't scratch it in front of them. Got to hide it. Got to keep it.
But that's your money. That was You know, because, I mean, if it's $1, I'm not expecting, 20 cents. I'm not expecting you to give me 2 dimes of that.
And look, all of these suggestions by Chew, while outside the box, and I love that for us, they're problematic as well. Like, I got girlfriends who are very picky about the cleaning products they use in their home, whether it's the chemicals or whether it's the scents or what so I don't even feel comfortable even imposing on them, like, hey, here's a bottle of Windex, or hey, here's a bottle of cleaning.
That's why they've got to be specific about what the brand they're asking for.
I still think that's weird. I think asking for cleaning products. I like the idea of showing up with like a canister of like the wipes, the Clorox wipes.
Yeah, sure.
I feel like that might be the go-to, man. I feel like everybody can use Clorox wipes.
Just 2-pack of paper towel. Here you go.
That's not a bad idea either. I'm not putting in toilet paper. It feels very weird. Like, hey, I'm about to do something bad in your bathroom.
Well, here's why I said.
Well, because Chewy is the guy who shows up to a party with 2 bottles of wine. One's his, one's yours, because he's very specific about what he's drinking.
Sure.
So yeah, Chewy shows up with a pack of toilet paper. I got questions about what's going on in my bathroom while he's there.
This is why I'm pushing the toilet paper, because someone in the household bought single ply, right? And you know where the single ply is? It's in Chewy's bathroom. So I've got like 13 rolls left to go. I was just thinking of regifting so I can go back to having 2-ply toilet paper.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, actually. That makes a lot of sense.
Chewy, you can't just show up with loose rolls of toilet paper to give them to people.
I would tape the thing up and make it look presentable.
Probably sell it to some high school kids around homecoming who are doing a little redecorating of the neighborhood, if you know what I mean. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. So again, I think my position on this is, as tough as it is, as much as you want to bring something and show up with something in hand to the host of whoever is, throwing this little shindig, this little gala, I think if they say in the invitation, or if it is word of mouth been passed around, don't bring anything, you should try your best to adhere to that. Because, and I got a lot of people weighing in on the ESPN Milwaukee talk and text line, 800-990-3776, because, Joshy, you find yourself in the precarious situation now where you cannot store this booze. You do not have the spot to store this booze. You cannot keep it cold. We are looking at skunked beer here, and that to me is a greher sin than not showing up.
Oh, Josh, he's got too much booze. I feel so bad for him. Oh, what a poor baby. That's the downfall of this. Like, the problem that Josh now currently finds himself in is I've got too much alcohol on hand. Oh, yeah. What a tragedy.
I do want to stress, I am not stressing the fact I have it. It is just an interesting, when I was doing the inventory, it was like, wait a second.
How did this replenish?
Right. You're like, this is like the loaves and the fishes.
Yeah.
Was Jesus here?
Yeah. There was a 12-pack of a specific type of tea, and there was one laying back, and all of a sudden I look over, and there's an unopened package, and I'm like, well, this doesn't make any sense. How could there be 13? There was only 12 when I started.
It's a miracle. Josh, I'm willing to take the fall and take the booze off your hands. I promise I won't let any go to waste. I'll even give you 50 bones. That from Charles in the 262. Brandon saying, I bet the blammer follows the don't bring anything to the party. That's an excellent point. I'm not sure we want to be entering blammer territory here on this thing.
So do you want to be like the blammer, or do you want to be like the rest of society?
I assume, just knowing you, Gabe, as well as I know you, you are a always bring something to someone's house guy.
Absolutely. I unfortunately could not attend Josh's birthday soiree, but last year I showed up with Josh's birthday soiree with a brisket. So, that's
that was great.
Yeah. So you're going to show up with something. But again, that's what happens. Even if you have small gatherings. Like, I had my 2 friends over, but their kids were out of town. They were with grandma all week and found out, hey, do you guys want to have an adult dinner? Yeah. What did they do? They showed up with a bottle of wine, even though I had gotten some wine or whatever for that meal. Showed up with a bottle of wine. Now I've got extra wine.
I also do think there should be a level of, and no one wants to do it, if you have more than half of what you brought remaining of the alcohol, typically, you can just take it home. A lot of people don't want to do that.
Look, bud.
but you can just have it. It's fine.
I'm not showing up and then taking what I can't. Who am I? I'm the Costanzas? I'm taking the loaf of bread with me?
Yeah, but I think everyone accepts that. Would you be upset if someone brought 12 beers over, had 4 of them, and then went home with 8?
Yeah,
Of
that's
course
kind of
not.
weird, though.
Yeah,
See,
It is.
everyone thinks it's weird, but no one would have a problem with someone taking
Well, and here's another thing. I'm looking at the talk and text line. Again, lots of comments rolling in. People can relate to this. Jared in the 920 saying, just had a draft at a friend's house this weekend. He told us drinks and food were covered. Just give money as thanks for provisions. That to me feels uncomfortable. So I'm dropping you a 10 spot. I'm dropping you a 20 on my way out the door to thank you for, like, the exchange of money to me feels awkward.
I think at a certain level of friendship, because we do the same thing at our draft. One guy puts it on, spends money on it, then we're like, yeah, we don't want you to be covering for all of us. I think, though, like a party like the one I had, I would not feel comfortable asking
100%.
Yeah,
everyone
like
for money.
You're throwing a birthday party, if you're throwing a dinner party, you're not leaving a QR code. Hey, here's my Venmo.
Right.
Hit me up on your way out. Like, no, you've decided to host. You've decided
part of the
to
deal.
do this thing. That's part of the deal.
Even if you are told not to bring food or drinks to a party, do you still bring them? We put it on the Jen, Gabe, and Chewy Twitter poll. Yes, always. No, I listen are your two options. Ray really trying to put a bow on this thing for us. Ray from Mech One saying, you live in Wisconsin. There is no such thing as too much booze.
Good point.
As I said, I just have to. I did rebuild some boxes that I have from moving still, because that's the only place for them. Because I don't know what else to do with all of it. I would have mountains of beer in the little third bedroom.
Hey,
we have.
well, I told you before, Joshy, just when and where. I'm there for you, bud. Have a couple of beers on the porch this week. Yeah, let's do it.
He shows up with his little satchel, right? Just like Newman.
I was going to say, would it be improper if someone's like, hey, we're having a few people over, like, there's no real terms, and I just bring like a 30-pack and a 12-pack, because now it's your problem.
Look,
which also feels kind of rude.
If you show up at somebody's house, they're not going to say no to you gifting them alcohol. That's part of the exchange.
As expected, we have a number of people who are volunteering their services. Joshy, to take the beer off of your hands. Earn King saying, I will take any Miller High Life that you have. Will drive. Well, that's good to know. It's like a
Please
Facebook
don't do those together.
marketplace
I was about
thing
to say,
now.
please keep those separate.
And then Ian weighing in saying, I don't want your leftover hams or Milwaukee's Best. Yes, take it with you when you go. 800-990-3776. Lots of reaction rolling in. Joshy had a party this weekend. He said, don't bring anything. People brought booze. He now has lots of extra booze. We know it is not the crisis that we are making it out to be, but it is a situation that he finds himself in.
It doesn't matter what age you are. Low testosterone can be an issue with any guy. That's where mentality comes in. I use mentality to have that energy to be able to attack my week, to attack my day. Because a couple of years ago, I was just kind of tired, groggy, just didn't feel like myself, didn't have that energy that I was talking about. Turns out my testosterone levels are low. And if you're feeling those same symptoms, your testosterone levels could be low too. Mentality comes in, and if your testosterone levels are low, they'll work with you to give you a customized testosterone treatment plan just for you to make sure that your levels are where they need to be and you have that energy to attack your day. Go to lowtusa.com. Mentality allows treatment to fit into every guy's lifestyle, so learn more about Mentality and their low testosterone treatments at lowtusa.com.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
Westbound 94 is going to be backed up from 27th Street out to Mitchell Boulevard. The eastbound side starts to slow down a bit from Meadowbrook Road all the way past Highway 16. Back on the brakes from 84th Street all the way to about the Stadium interchange. Southbound 43, watch for delays from Hampton Avenue down past Capitol, and westbound 894 heavy from about 35th Street all the way to about 68th. And check out the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today. An excessive heat warning from 1 to 8 p.m. for Dodge, Jefferson, and Walworth counties. A heat advisory for everyone else. It'll be mostly sunny today, hot and humid, slight storm chance with a high of 90 at the lakefront, 94 inland, a heat index of 95 to 105. Tonight, partly cloudy with storm chances continuing, humid and warm with a low of 73. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Loziga on 94.5 ESPN.
September baseball is coming, and every Brewers game means even more this time of year. Get to American Family Field as the crew takes on the Rockies September 6th through the 8th. Get your seats now at Brewers.com.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Brad Nortman here for Carbless, my go-to drink this summer. Handcrafted right here in Wisconsin, Carbless is a ready-to-drink vodka and tequila cocktail. Perfect for hanging out on the patio by the grill, chilling on the lake, or tailgating at the Brewers game. Plus, it's got 0 carbs, 0 sugar, 0 gluten, and just 100 calories. All summer, make sure you're following Carbless on Instagram at Drink Carbless for your chance to win a Summer Bliss prize package. Find Carbless online and at retailers near you. Carbless. Bliss is more.
Now your ideas don't have to wait. Now they have everything they need to come to life. Dell Technologies and Intel are creating technology that loves ideas, loves expanding your business, evolving your passions. We push what technology can do, so great ideas can happen right now. Find out how to bring your ideas to life at Dell.com. Welcome to Now.
At the Home Depot, we know you can't control everything, like when your guests arrive too early for Saturday college football. But you can control your grill. With the Traeger Timberline XL, you can watch the game, not the grill. Monitor your football feast from anywhere using the Traeger app. With the Timberline XL, you can bake, smoke, sear, fry, and saute. That's Desmond Howard level versatility.
Huddle up, the food's done.
Defend your game time with Traeger and the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
When your job demands more than just hard work, trust Timberland Pro, the brand that defines superior comfort, performance, and durability. Built on a legacy of craftsmanship, Timberland Pro provides boots and apparel that stand up to the toughest challenges. Our products are as resilient as the skilled men and women who wear them. From the workshop to the job site, Timberland Pro is there with you every step of the way, blending innovation with time-tested quality. Discover why professionals choose Timberland Pro. Always do, never done. Visit timberlandpro.com or your local Timberland Pro dealer.
For general contest rules, visit ESPNWisconsinContest.com.
I feel so stuck.
The Veterans Crisis Line is here for you. Dial 988, then press 1 to call.
You're listening to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
You got to have a condiment with the bread.
Yeah, you want
can't
some
eat the
sort
bread
of
alone.
Yeah, you want some sort of lubricant with the bread. Yes, that's correct.
Yes,
it's just necessary.
You follow?
Like, you don't want to just be sitting there eating like pieces of white bread with nothing on it.
Can't be going dry.
Yeah, it can't be raw dog and just white bread.
On 94.5 ESPN.
I wish you would step back from that ledge, my friend.
Here at ESPN Milwaukee, we love to send you to great events, and right now is your chance to see Third Eye Blind coming up this Saturday night, August 31st at Potawatomi Casino Hotel as part of their Amplified concert series. We've got 2 4-packs to give away, so callers number 6 and callers 8 to 800-990-3776. Get a 4-pack of tickets to see Third Eye Blind. 2 winners today, caller 6, caller 8 at 800-990-3776. Full contest rules available at ESPNWisconsinContests.com. Third Eye Blind, August 31st at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Call now.
Chew, we got a lot of reaction rolling in on the ESPN Milwaukee talk and text line, 800-990-3776. The question we asked was, and this was inspired by Joshy's situation this weekend, if you have a gathering and you tell people, don't bring anything, don't bring food, don't bring drinks to our party, do you still bring them? And we think this might be some Midwestern nice type of thing where you were taught you cannot show up to someone's house without bringing something for the host, a bottle of wine, an appetizer, a dessert, something along those lines. Justin weighing in saying, if I go to a buddy's house and don't drink all my beer, then the next time I know I'll have beer there. Is that fair?
No, you leave beer there.
That's what he's saying. He's saying he's going to leave it, so then next time he knows it'll be there.
No. That's not how that works either.
I agree. They should be able to drink the beer, right?
Yeah, like I'm not storing your beer in my fridge, man. That ain't how that works.
Just keep it for next time. Colin weighing in, Chew, saying it sounds like Joshy needs to invest in a second fridge. Maybe that's what we should do, is take up a collection, Chew, for a second fridge for Joshy.
Yeah, I have a well, yeah. There's nothing like a fridge in the garage. That's the overflow fridge. Joshy, do you have a garage?
He is answering calls for people, calling
Well,
for
I'll tell you what,
buying tickets.
I'm
but
about-
he does not. I can tell you, I've been to his house. He does not.
I live in a rental. You haven't been to my new house? Oh, yeah, you have. You helped us
I
move in.
helped you move.
Yep, forgot about that. Yeah, it's a rental. Where am I going to put...
What just happened?
Where am I going to put a fridge?
And I have a fridge that I'm throwing away.
Yeah, but
because
moving a fridge and having...
It'd be a third. It's perfectly fine. Going once, going twice.
If I came home with a fridge, I would lose my head.
Can't you put it
What am I going to do with a gun rack? Basically, where we are at this point. I always run into that problem when I'm invited to a party, says Chef Ed. They assume that I will do the cooking. What?
No.
You
Chef Ed, you got to
cannot.
get better friends, bud.
No, exactly. You can't. No, you're not on the clock.
No. Like, if I ask you, like, hey, would you help me with it? No, I'm not. No, if Chef Ed wants to cook for people outside of work, then he's going to throw the party.
I disagree with that. Like, we used the crap out of Dylan.
Yeah, but he's not
such
a
a great
professional
cook.
chef.
He can cook, but the only thing he doesn't do is clean up.
Well, that's fair. If you're doing the cooking, you're not doing the cleaning.
Yeah. So, I don't know. You don't think Chef Ed? Hey, Chef Ed, could you make something?
No, I think that's very tasteless.
I think
that's very
mean,
tacky.
Think so?
It depends upon the type of relationship you have with Chef Ed, but just to assume that, oh, yeah, my buddy's a chef, he's going to always make the food for us.
Well, even more close to home, Chew, you got Adam over there in your little family clan, and he's a professional chef. When he goes to a party, do you guys just assume he'll do all the cooking?
He's on my list.
He's been on your list for 3 years.
Yeah, he's on my list. He's on my list.
Does he ever get off the list?
Yeah, what does he got to do to get off the list?
Cook.
I should have seen that one coming.
Yeah.
Ron and the Key responding the way I did. You haven't been to my house. I helped you move. Ouch.
Right?
Jared weighing in saying, I always take some drinks even when told not to because you can never have enough drinks. Worst situation is running out of booze mid-party. Fair or unfair?
Yeah. Nobody's going to say no if you show up, especially if it's a close pal of yours. So, like, if I'm going to Josh's house, I know he drinks High Life. So I'm bringing High Life. I'm going to drink some of it. If we don't drink it all, it's there. And guess what? Josh likes High Life. He's going to drink it.
Josh, a rebuttal?
Have you ever been to a party of mine where we didn't have enough booze?
Thank you. That's a really interesting point, Joshy. Like, you're actually not giving him the credit he deserves when you show up. It's like Chewy showing up with a bottle of wine because he knows that we're all a bunch of buffoons when it comes to wine and being like, they're not going to have good stuff. I got to bring my own. When you show up to Joshy's house,
Yes.
you should know he's going to have enough liquor.
And it's going to be High Lifes.
I'm just booze insurance, man. Just think about me as booze insurance, just in case somebody gets extra thirsty and we run out.
Can't you leave it in the car then or something? No, it'd be
Well, here's the
warm, right?
problem.
You gotta-
Here's the
gotta bring it in.
problem, right? I guess I got to throw him under the bus.
Uh-oh.
I have a brother-in-law that brings a skanky bottle of wine because he knows that he's going to drink real good wine when he comes to my house. So that skanky bottle gets regifted. So I have that dilemma where me and Angie keep a good bottle open in the pantry room or in the laundry room, and we go in there constantly to fill our glass. Why?
Hold on. You got a secret bottle of wine? Like
Yeah.
you guys are doing drugs in the laundry room?
How about
Is
you?
that
As a
fair?
College party?
How about you being like, hold on, as though this is like a crazy revelation by the big guy.
Hold on. If you bring a $6 bottle of Cabernet, I'll give you a 14 in return. I'm not giving you a 30. That's not how it works.
The exchange rate?
Exactly. This is Chewy math again.
Is that fair?
Well, so the good news is I think that is fair. But true, I mean, anybody who spends time around you, like I know there is a specific bottle of wine that I have brought to many dinner parties based off of your recommendation because I know you like it. So if I'm ever in the situation where I'm going to your house, I know exactly the bottle of wine I'm getting.
Perfect. And you will get the equivalent back if we don't decide to drink that wine.
Yeah.
But I can't get a $6 bottle of wine. I can't give you a $30.
I feel like nobody should be bringing a $6 bottle of wine to somebody's house.
Well,
like
unless
that
you're 23.
Yes.
Like if you're 23 and you're getting together with all your other 23, 24-year-old friends, bring the $6
then,
bottle
I
of
do
wine.
feel like we should maybe make it 12.
Yeah.
If you can
6 is
afford
fine.
a $6 bottle of wine, you can afford a $12 bottle
Hold
of
on.
wine.
I can get 2 bottles of the $6 wine.
Yeah.
Get a lot more traction out
Hey,
of that.
this isn't Mums from Meet the Parents, all right? You can buy a whole lot of Mums. You have no idea what that is. Champagne, that was $6.
Or Boone's Farm.
Boone's Farm, $2 Chuck.
Yeah, that was back in the day. Glory days. You've heard me talk about Professional Construction Inc. over the years. We have certainly enjoyed having them help us with our home projects. As you might know, we're not the most handy people. We can do a few things around the house, but when it comes to the big things, we only trust the folks over at PCI. Mike and Michelle operate a family-owned company. They build relationships and they build homes. Congrats to PCI for celebrating their 20th anniversary this summer. If you are in the market for a new home or a remodeling project, please talk to my friends over at PCI. You can learn more at their website. It's professionalconstructioninc.com, and tell them Jen from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy sent you.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
Our goal is to provide patients with the strongest, most effective, and safest options in this exciting field of regenerative medicine.
Dr. Mitchell Scheinkup, National Medical Director at QC Kinetics.
The idea that you can avoid a joint replacement is very exciting.
And that's from a surgeon who's done thousands of joint replacements, but who now believes there's a better way.
Regenerative medicine, as we understand it today, gives lasting pain relief, improved function, without surgery, without drugs.
Under Dr. Scheinkup's leadership, QC Kinetics medical professionals treat patients every day with the most advanced protocols in natural biologics. Literally tens of thousands of people all over America.
I've been doing research on regenerative medicine for 2 decades. This is the future of medicine.
Call QC Kinetics for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-$300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code BUY to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code BUY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code BUY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
Take me out to the ball game, roll out the barrel, and get up, get out of here, gone. There's nothing like Milwaukee baseball. The Brew Crew is back, and we're here to help you turn your tailgate or game viewing experience into a grand slam. Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor, where since 1960 we have provided the best selection and the lowest prices. We stock literally thousands of varieties of beer, liquor, wine, and mixers. Over 15,000 actually, but who's counting? The point is, you want it, odds are we have it. Combine our incredible selection and everyday low prices with our 2 convenient locations, and you've got your one-stop shop for game day. Discount Liquor in Milwaukee on 51st in Oklahoma, only 10 minutes from AmFam Field, and in downtown Waukesha on Barstow and Main.
Discount Liquor.
Protect your new and existing surfaces in and around your home and businesses with one simple call to Showtime Floors. Hey, this is Jen Lada from ESPN Milwaukee. Showtime Floors hooked me up with a sealer on my garage floor, and I absolutely love it. Showtime Floors products are antimicrobial and UV resistant, and you can find them at the baggage claim in Milwaukee's airport, plus a 15-year warranty. Schedule a free demo today at ShowtimeFloors.com and get 10% off your purchase by mentioning ESPN.
You're listening to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Where else can you get football analysis that includes things like dropsies and pixies and interceptsies and flowy? It's flowy. The offense needs to be more flowy.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Here we go.
The only way to handle jet lag is a Celsius energy drink. And it is college football season, and you know I will be relying on my Celsius all season long. Even found Celsius when I was in Ireland this past week. It keeps me going throughout the day, and it can do the same for you. You can find it at Pick and Save or online at Amazon. Stay active and energized all day long with Celsius Essential Energy Drinks. Gabe and Chew, this is one of those days where if you've been watching the stream as the show has gone on, I have gotten prettier and prettier and prettier by the segment.
What do we got today?
Got a little promo shoot at Potawatomi for our betting show that starts next week. So that's where we'll be. Great to be back, though, guys. I'm enjoying it.
Great to see you.
Yeah. All right, back tomorrow, all right? I'm Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Wildy and Tausch is next on ESPN Milwaukee.
Westbound 94 is going to be backed up from 27th Street out to Mitchell Boulevard.